Hello everyone, can we all wave?
Yes.
Hello, thanks everyone for being here. So the next story is the tale of Benjamin Bunny. Let's get to Benjamin Bunny. There we go. One morning, a little rabbit sat on a bank. He pricked his ears and listened to the trot of a pony. A car was coming alongside the road, and it was driven by Mr. McGregor, and beside him sat his wife in her very prettiest hat. As soon as they had passed, little Benjamin Bunny slid down the road and set off with a hop, skip, and a jump to call upon his family, who lived in the wood at the back of Mr. McGregor's garden. Old Mrs. Rabbit was the aunt of Benjamin Bunny, and she earned her living by knitting rabbit wool mittens, and she also sold onions. Little Benjamin didn't want to see his aunt because I think he was in trouble with her. So he came around the back of the fir tree and nearly tumbled upon the top of his cousin Peter. Peter was sitting by himself, and he looks very sad and lonely, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't see.
So, can't you see? Oh,
I did the wrong thing.
Oh no. I'll show you afterwards, Tyler. So
Okay.
Peter was sitting by himself, and he looked very sad and was dressed in a red handkerchief. Peter, said little Benjamin in a whisper, who has got your clothes? Peter replied, the scarecrow in Mr. McGregor's farm, and said he had been chased about the garden and dropped his shoes and coat. Little Benjamin sat beside his cousin and assured him that Mr. McGregor had gone out in his car and for the whole day long because she was wearing her prettiest hat. The next thing, Mrs. Rabbit's voice was heard inside the rabbit hole, calling, Peter, Peter. But he didn't want to go back to his mom because he'd lost all of his clothes. So they went away and got to the flat top of the wall at the bottom of the wood. From here, they looked down to see into Mr. McGregor's farm. And can you see there that Peter's coat and shoes are on the scarecrow?
Yes.
Yes. So Mr. McGregor had stolen the coat and shoes. So they decided to climb down a pear tree, but Peter fell down. But he was very lucky because the garden bed below was nice and soft and had been planted with lettuces. And what do you think are Bunny's favorite foods?
Carrots.
Lettuce.
Lettuce. They like carrots and lettuce. Exactly.
I
So
love that.
good.
The carrots and lettuce.
Oh, nice. You're very healthy then, Tyler. So while they were eating the lettuce, they left lots of little footprints all over the garden, and especially Benjamin, who you can see is wearing quite big shoes there. So the first thing that they had to do was get back Peter's clothes in order that they might be able to use the pocket handkerchief to carry some little treasures. So they took the clothes off the scarecrow. There had been rain during the night, and there was water in the shoes, and the coat was shrunk. Benjamin tried on the funny-looking hat, but it was too big for him. And I think that was lucky, because that is a very funny-looking hat, isn't it?
Yes. I could see it now.
Oh, can you? With the pom-pom on the top.
Yeah.
Do you think I should wear some bunny ears, guys, as well, so I can be like the bunnies? How about that? So now Peter didn't seem to be enjoying himself eating the lettuce because he said he kept hearing noises. But Benjamin Bunny was loving eating the lettuce leaves, and he saw that there were onions in the field, and he decided they should collect some onions for his aunt. There we go. That's Benjamin eating the lettuce leaf. So they collected a whole bunch of onions inside the pocket handkerchief, and then they started on their way home. Benjamin Bunny led the way boldly towards the other end of the garden, where they went for a walk along little planks under a sunny red brick wall. And you can see their mice sitting on the doorsteps, cracking open cherry stones, and they winked at Peter and little Benjamin Bunny. Do you know how to wink, guys?
Yes. Yes.
Good. With one eye. Very good. So soon they had the pocket handkerchief full of onions, but then Peter dropped some of them. When they got amongst the flower pots and frames and tubs, Peter started hearing noises worse than ever, and his eyes were as big as lollipops. And this is what the rabbits found around the corner. A cat! You think bunnies are scared of cats?
No.
I don't know.
I think you guys aren't, but I think a bunny, a little tiny bunny, would maybe be scared of a cat. Well,
That cat, it looks like it has blood right on its neck.
you see, because it's ready. It's a scary cat. Well, Benjamin took one look and he hid himself and Peter and the onions underneath a large basket. But then the cat got up and stretched herself, and she took one look at the basket and she sat on it. So the bunnies were stuck underneath the basket. So I wish I could show you what it looked like under the basket, but it was too dark. So all you could see was the darkness. And the cat sat on that basket for 5 hours. How would you feel?
Yeah.
That's
5
long.
hours.
That's very long.
That's longer than school.
I wonder what they were doing.
Yeah.
Probably eating the onions.
What are we gonna do?
And they would probably.
What are we gonna do? What is he gonna do?
Okay, I'll tell you what he's going to do. So what happened was Mr. Benjamin Bunny, the father of little Benjamin Bunny, came around the corner. And he was a very scary big bunny. And he was not scared of cats. And he had a stick in his hand.
To slap the cat.
Well, he was looking for little Benjamin Bunny, and he realized that they were stuck under the basket. So he took a jump off the wall on top of the cat, cuffed it off the basket, and hit it with the stick. When old
That's funny.
Can you imagine a bunny attacking a cat? Can you imagine? He's so brave.
Yeah. People.
So then Mr. Benjamin Bunny took his son and his nephew Peter out from under the basket, and he took the handkerchief of onions with him, and you can see he took a few
I can
delicious.
see the cat is like,
Yeah.
that is like that.
So when Mr. McGregor came back, he saw a few things that really made him confused. First of all, it looked like someone had been pitter-pattering all over his lettuce garden, but the feet were very small, and all the clothes had gone from his scarecrow. Also, he couldn't understand how the cat got locked in the greenhouse from the outside. When Peter got home, his mother forgave him because she was so glad to see that he had found his shoes and coat, and she was especially happy with the gift of the onions. So in the end, everything was all okay.
The end.
The end, that's right, Tyler.